Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Happy Turd Day, or Sad Turd Day, as one of you YouTubers suggested I call it. So, kind of a busy day. Sold 2 mowers, and somebody asked me for a standard pusher with a bag, and I told them I didn't have one. Because the standard pusher with the bag with the side discharge I sold yesterday for 200 smackaroos. It was only a couple-year-old machine. So then I got to look and I found a bag to match up with this thing. It's a Troy-Bilt, so everything matches. So I messaged the guy, said, no, I don't have anything that fits that description, so I'm going to message him back and say I found something. So the moral of this story is I want to make Lawrence Carroll proud of me. So we're going to beautify this thing. I was just going to blow it out as is, but there was some surface rust up here, so I had a can of this Ace Hardware Rust Stop medium gray gloss. I got this at Ollie's, $2.99. Ollie's is like a Big Lots, but I guess Big Lots went out of business. So I don't know if this thing aged out. Usually they get stuff that's out of date, overstock from other retailers, and once it's sold, they don't get in again. So you got to keep your eyes open. If you see a good deal, you got to buy it up or it won't be there next week. So I sprayed that there to cover the rust. And I thought, why not do a Lawrence Carroll on this thing? Make this plastic shine a little bit. I put a little here to kind of brighten it up, and I figured I'd go all the way. So I'm going to take the recoil off. I took the 3 10mm screws off, so it should be nice and dark like this. Sun bleach this out. Somebody suggested, I guess, heat this up with a heat gun and it'll bring it back to its original condition. I've never messed with that. I just do the ATF trickaroo. How are you? So my first sale today, lady messaged me, said, yeah, got mowers. I said, yeah. Well, she said, I'm going to send somebody out to pick one up. So I'm out here working. Big tow truck flatbed stops out front, and I thought, well, no, there's nobody broken down out here. So he says, I'm here for the mower. So I showed him what I had, and he took a high wheel Boland's. And so he checked it out, thought it was good, gave me $120. So I said, you want me to help you load it? This was like an 18-foot flat bed rollback. And he said, yeah, sure. I was going to tilt the bed down. He says, my back isn't very good. I was just going to roll it up after I tilted it down. I said, no, I'll help you lift it. So we lifted it up there. I let him do his thing. He chained it down. And I told him, this looks funny, a little push mower on a huge flatbed tow truck. I should have took a picture of it. Nobody's ever towed one of my mowers away. So I just put a dab of used ATF. And Lawrence Carroll's going to be so proud. So the second guy, he just left. So I coached the heck out of him. Recent retiree. I don't think he ever picked up a hammer in his life. Doesn't know too much. He said he had a lawn service. It was $120 a month. Let everybody on the street use the same guy, but he didn't want to spend $120 a month anymore. So he got a 22-inch standard pusher. So he says, I got a Ryobi 2-cycle weed whip. He said, I use that in the backyard because the zero turn from the company wouldn't fit through my gate. So he says, I couldn't get it to prime, so I bought a new gas tank. He said the lines were crumbling. I says, well, you need to replace the fuel lines, not the gas tank. He says, oh, but the gas tank had new lines attached, so I bought it all. I thought, okay. He says, I installed it and I couldn't get it to prime, so I bought a new carburetor from Amazon. He said, I said, did you put the fuel lines on wrong from the tank to the carb? Did you get them backwards? And he said, oh, I don't know. I got it with me. I was going to see if you could look at it. And I says, well, just switch the fuel lines and see if it makes a difference. So I offered to look at it. He popped the hatch of his Jeep Cherokee and everything looked kosher. He had the tank was empty. And I says, well, how's it going to prime? You don't have any fuel in it. He says, oh, I poured the fuel out before I came over here. I guess he was worried about having gas in the weed eater. I'm not sure, but he had a little 1-gallon can of mixed fuel. And I asked him about that. He said he had bought a little can of 2-cycle, little can for 1 gallon of gas. So I said, okay, that's acceptable. He said he had just bought the gas. So I says, how old is the gas for the mower? He says, I just bought it. And he pointed to the little 1-gallon can. I said, no, the mower's 4-cycle. This is 2-cycle. It takes oil. The weed eater and the mower are 2 different types of fuels. I said, do you have a second gas can at home for the mower? And he said, no. So I gave him a 5-gallon can for free. I said, go to Wawa, get ethanol-free gas. So I told him not to hit any rock stumps, kids, or curbs. So I kind of cringed. When you get a customer like that, you never know what's going to happen. His wife probably ties his shoelaces for him in the morning. So I hope he doesn't flub anything up. I'll be somewhat sad. Although he did say he had an old a gas-powered lawnmower before. It was a weed eater brand, and he ended up buying a weed eater from me, 22-inch. So hopefully it all comes back to him. Told him where to check the oil, etc., etc. So Lawrence, what do you think? Put this out in the sun, let it soak up, and then do another round. And then tell this guy I got the perfect machine for him. Should I go down and do the plastic front end? I'm really putting the beautification to this thing on Turd Day. So that's my story on mower sales. Sold a couple this week. Kind of hit or miss. I'd have a day with no sales, and then the next day I'd sell one. Sold a Craftsman blower for $50 that came in running that I bought. So I just put fuel in it and sold it for $50. Father and son came out. I think they were roofers. I showed them my Echo for $85 and the Craftsman for $50. They went back and forth in Spanish, trying to decide what was good and what was bad. They finally thought the Craftsman would be good enough. You see those guys up on the roof, they use a blower to blow off any debris before they put the felt down. Or if it's a tile roof, they blow off all the little chips of broken tile. Okay, so that looks good. Oh, that ratchet was for the 10mm. I'm not turning my back on you guys. You're my buddies. So this is looking good. So I'll take a picture of this in a little bit, send it to this guy and say, this is what I got. I'll mark it down for $200. If he says no, then I'll advertise it. I'll put it online for sale. So I've been getting quite a few people that are lowballing, and a lot of you have commented the same way. People want a $50 lawnmower. Oh, I had a lady say, oh, I'm looking for better quality than a $99 Walmart lawnmower. The last time I got a mower for Walmart for $99 was like in 1992. A new Murray's hasn't been $99 in a long time, so I don't know where she's been living. I think the cheapest, crappiest mower now at Wally World is $259 or $269 for a baby 20 with stationary wheels. Stationary wheels meaning they're not adjusting with the single wheel adjustment like this. You got to manually move the wheel up and down into the three slots of your choice. So I told her the minimum price for a used regular pusher was $140. She didn't appear to be too interested in my inventory of fine running machines. Turds, I mean. So that's fine. You have a few that don't do anything, and then a few that come out and buy, so it all works out. I'm going to sell them eventually. You know what I mean? By the end of the season, they're all gone. I'm scrambling to come up with a few runners at the end just to get me through for the stragglers that are looking for one. So not in any hurry to sell. People think I'm on crack and need to sell these things to support my crack habit. I'm not on crack. I've got a lot of patience. I'm going to wait for the money, honey. And they're mad because I'm not on crack and not lowering the price. down to nothing. So that's my story, morning glory. Father's Day tomorrow. I may take the day off. Going to Lakeland later on today to help my daughter do handyman stuff. So that should be fun and exciting. So maybe I'll throw one at you tomorrow, maybe not. All you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Hopefully you have a good day. Lawrence, I hope you get to see your grandkids tomorrow. Okay, I'm calling this good. Like I said, I'll put this in the sun, let that soak up, and then maybe in 30 minutes, give it another coat. Put my recoil back on, take some pictures, show this guy that I got a fine looking machine here for sale. Capiche? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. How about you? You guys have a good day today. Please tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Have a great Turd day. Adios, amigos. Keep the faith, as my Uncle Paul would say. See you next time.